Hi, it's Taylor with West Physiotherapy. Welcome to my third and final video in the series about foot pain and plantar fasciitis with walking and running. So first video, we talked a little bit about how to identify whether or not you have plantar fasciitis and a couple of treatment strategies to help you decrease inflammation and pain early on using a night splint and taping technique. Second video, we talked more about flexibility and mobility with some stretching and rolling techniques for the foot and ankle. And in this final video, I'll be talking more neuromuscular control and strength. So these are the exercises. First exercise I want to talk about is the short foot exercise. This one you can find out on the internet, and the idea of this is part of why you have plantar fasciitis is oftentimes the arch of your foot is not being supported well enough, and there's increased stress and strain on the plantar fascia. So how can we improve the support for your arch? One way is to put inserts into your shoe, but this is another way to help strengthen the muscles that support the actual arch of the foot and keep the shape and alignment of your foot when you're walking and running. All right, these muscles are intrinsic to the foot, so they're within the foot. They don't cross into the toes, they don't cross into the ankles. So when you do this exercise, it's a very subtle movement. There's not so much moving parts. Throughout our whole body, we have longer muscles that are lever arms that move things, and we have shorter muscles that cross fewer joints, maybe just one or two bones, and those are more stabilizing and supporting muscles. So that's what we're trying to get after with this first exercise. I'm going to demonstrate it now, and then we'll go over the next two. The next one will be more of a brain teaser exercise for coordinating different muscles of the foot that we lose access to because we're so often in shoes and not barefoot. And then the final exercise is some calf strengthening, but making sure that you're getting your calf strengthening done right in a way that helps actually support you pushing off. Okay, so short foot. All right, so when you're doing this, you're thinking about the back of the heel and the front of the foot here, almost like 4 points. And you're gonna bring all 4 points together without your toes curling. So it should not look like this. It should not look like this. All right, that's an exercise for strengthening your toe muscles. Those muscles cross the toes and the ankle. So that's not gonna help you actually support the arch of your foot. You wanna be, toes are straight, okay? And I don't know if you can see right here, this is coming up a little higher. And if you look at the distance between my heel and the front of my foot, that's getting shorter. All right. This is nice to do, like if you're sitting on the potty, you're waiting around for something to do, your feet are on the ground, you can do this with both of them. When you're standing and brushing your teeth, okay? These are stabilizing muscles, so we're looking more for endurance, access to the muscles and endurance. So first, you're just working on and off. Can I do this? Can I find the muscles that dome the arch and shorten my foot? Once you can do that, then you're working, can I keep my ankle in a good position and do it? Like this. You could also start sitting down. That would be easier. Standing would make it a little harder. Then you're practicing, how long could I hold this? 10-second holds, 20-second holds, 30-second holds, a few times. Okay, so that's short foot exercise. That's helping to support the arch of the foot so that you're taking pressure off the plantar fascia as you're walking and running. All right, next set of exercises, these are more the brain teasers. So you've got something on your brain called the homunculus. Stands for, it means little man in Latin or Greek, I'm not sure which one. And it's a representation of your body on your brain. So it's all your body parts mapped on your brain. More sensitive parts like your lips and fingertips have larger areas. If we stop using certain parts of our body, that area on the homunculus gets smudged. So if you've got 5 fingers, we tape these 2. This was a research study. You tape 2 fingers together, it starts to look like you only have 3 fingers on the homunculus. Okay? If you untape them, your brain is plastic. It can change. It starts to represent those. So this often happens in our foot because we're not using all of the muscles in our foot. We start putting our feet into shoes early on to protect ourselves, and we start losing access to a lot of the muscles that help support the foot and keep it healthy and strong for bearing weight. Okay, so this is exercise 2, but there's a few different parts, okay? And it's all about getting access to your different foot muscles, okay? The first one I want to show you is, if we think about this, okay, we want the muscles in our foot and toes to have flexibility. So we've got lots of layers. We don't want the layers mucked together. That limits mobility. We want them to have a little space and to be sliding and gliding like that. All right, so toe muscles are different than ankle muscles. So these muscles should be able to do whatever they want. One should be able to flex while the other goes the opposite direction. So this is kind of what we think about. These 2 muscles are doing the same thing. All right? But what I want you to do is try doing something, do the opposite. So it's a little bit easier to see here. So when the ankle comes up, the toes go down. When the ankle goes down, the toes come up. And then you start trying to be able to do that seamlessly. Okay, this is kind of like patting your head and rubbing your stomach. It's a little tricky. Okay, so that's 2-part 1. The next one is, if we think about anatomy and innervation of the foot, okay, then I'm going to turn this around. Bear with me. Then, oh, hi. Oh gosh, not working. Okay, I'm not going to turn it around. I'm going to show it to you this way. All right. Big toe has a nerve running to its muscles, and the other 4 toes have nerves running to those. All right. So these 2 groups should be able to do different things. So that here, all the toes are doing the same thing, but I want to show you, I want you to be able to do opposite. So these 4 go down, this one goes up, and then the opposite way. All right, that's my good foot. I'm pretty sure I could do it on the other one. Okay, so you're gaining access, you're mapping out homunculus so that your brain knows I've got a big toe and I have 4 other toes, and they don't have to do the same things. Okay, last one, and this is really important, especially if you feel like you're on the verge of developing a bunion. There's a muscle in your foot that abducts the toe, okay? It moves it that way. All right, it runs right along here. When you start getting a bunion, this bone starts to turn, and it's really easy for your body and brain to lose access to that, and then it never goes out, and you start getting more of this kind of positioning. So you want your toe to be able to say no, basically. A little harder for me on this foot. Okay. Sometimes these are easier to practice with your foot off the ground. Sometimes it's easier on the ground. All right. So that's toe abduction. So those are your 3 foot and toe teasers to improve your coordination of the whole foot. All right. Last exercise is a calf raise. So this isn't that complicated, but much like in the flexibility video, okay, oftentimes when people have foot pain through here, I see that their ankle has done this a bit, rolled in, okay? So then when you go to start doing your calf raises, you may be doing them in that position. More weight is on the inside aspect of the foot. So the easiest way to start these is through both feet. So it's less weight per foot, but the ankle should be tracking straight up, not in like this and not way out like that. So I'm trying to keep even weight through the whole ball of the foot as I'm going up and controlling coming down. And then you want to get to a place where you can do this on one leg, keeping the ankle controlled and not kind of falling in like that. So you'll be able to tell if you have equal pressure, and you may find that it's a lot harder to do on the foot that you have pain with. It helps to hold on to something. This is something that moves, but if you hold on to the wall, then that's going to help you out even more. Okay, so that's the three. If I see somebody with a foot problem, they're probably getting those 3 exercises at some point during their rehab stay. That's Willie. Okay, I wanted to circle back to a few things that can help with pain and inflammation. These would have been good for the first video, but a relative of mine reminded me about these free sleeve. So this is awesome for icing or cryotherapy along with compression therapy. It's a sleeve, okay? And so this is really nice. It comes out of the freezer so cold, really cold, and you get the right size for you. I've used these not so much when I had foot pain, but I had ankle pain after running. And so these are really great. You can wear them, you get compression, and they're cold. You can put them on at night, after you've gone for your walk or run, and they're pretty neat. You can imagine they're great for knees, wrists. Some of my patients who are massage therapists, they love putting them on their wrists and forearms after they've had a day where they did a lot of massages. Elbows. Gets a little trickier at the shoulder, but this is a really cool product. I'm an affiliate with them because I like them. So I'll put a link below in case you're interested. It's free sleeve. This, I don't know if this is showing up backwards. And there's if you use the discount code Taylor Freeze, then you'll get a discount. I like that. It makes me feel like a superhero. Okay, so that's ice. The other really nice thing is Epsom salts. Epsom salts are basically magnesium sulfate. You can use them in a bath. It's actually the best way to get magnesium is soaking through your skin versus through the digestive tract. And it helps with aches and pains and decreases systemic inflammation. So the more stressed you are, the more magnesium you need in your body. So this, I think, counts. What everyone's going through counts as increased stress. So you can just do a foot bath or a whole bath, and they're really cheap. And so that's also something really nice you can do for inflammation. Okay, so those 3 exercises that I went over, I've got PDFs of those. Well, for the first 2 I do. And so if you have any interest in that, or you want to be able to see written down instructions or pictures of those exercises, then just send me a message and I'll get you the PDF. And I've had a lot of fun. I hope these were helpful. If there's anything else that you're struggling with or would like to see a series on, you could comment below. Let me know, and maybe I could do that one next. Okay, thanks a lot.